Sure guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. Today we are going to be talking about garden tasks that you should be doing in August for a productive garden. I hope you enjoy, I hope you like. Let's go straight into the video. So one of the tasks that you need to be doing is cutting back some of your crops, right? For me, the spinach hasn't been performing really well in the winter time. So now I know that I need to cut it so that it can be better for the next season. And basically cutting is the same thing how you would harvest it. No different, just the same thing. Basically, you're just getting it ready for the springtime. I'll show you now. So as I said before, the spinach hasn't been doing too great. As you can see, it's been eaten by something has been eating it, and it hasn't really been growing too well. So the best thing that you can do is just to cut it and make it and get it ready for the new season. So we're cutting here, we're cutting there, just like a normal harvest, just how you would do for a normal harvest. We're just making sure that now it knows that, hey man, there's a new season upon us. And basically all you want to leave is the smaller new growth. See, just like this, you just want to leave just the smaller new growth present. You just want to leave that so that it's basically new spring spinach that's coming up. Even here, I think I can cut this guy. And what I like to do is even cut these ones at the edge, just to make it more cleaner. And if there's, even if there's these side shoots, see these side shoots here, these ones here, just cut those as well so that they know which way to grow, right? Similar to also sage. Sage is another one. You can see just from the top here that there's new growth growing. So you can also cut these back, or you can also wait for early spring, so when it's September, and then you can start cutting them as well for bushier, more sage production, so yeah. And the way to cut them, basically, you see here, you see how sage is. Basically, sage is a very hardy, it won't complain if you cut it. So yeah, you see like this one here, can just cut that, done. Doesn't really matter. Sage, you can literally just cut the whole top off. Just make sure that you don't cut it too deep. But even just, you see like here, just by the things, cut, they will be completely fine. So if you have any other suggestions for any other herbs, vegetables that that need to be cut now, please put it in the comments. So August is one of the most exciting periods, because you get signals that it's time to grow, that it's the season to start growing. So basically what you need to do now is plan for the spring garden, right? Where do you want to put your crops? Where does the garden get the most sun? Which crops do well with which crops? All of this goes into now, right? So that when spring comes, you're ready. When spring comes, you know what to do, you know where to go, you know how to go. Okay? So planning right now is the best way. I'm probably going to create another video detailing how to start the garden, how to plan, also companion planting. But now it's time for you to do your research. Go into the garden, look at what does well in the spring, what can grow well in the spring, and now is the time to basically situate everything, right? So for me, right, I'm gonna show you how, for me, I know in this crop, in this part here, I'm gonna want to have cabbage, a lot more cabbage. Here is gonna be some spinach. We're gonna have some more spinach here, some more spinach over there, herbs over here. Here we're gonna have more of the ones that like to go up onto onto trellises. So we're going to have some beans, we're going to have peas, maybe cucumber as well, we're going to have that. And then on the ground we're going to have some lettuce, because those are great companion plants for those types of crops. Then we have some more spinach over here. We have the root crops. So here we're going to have carrots, beetroot, onion, radish, all of the nice root crops. Here, potatoes. Already you can see the potatoes have been doing really well over here. So, and then here we're going to have corn. It's going to be filled with corn, filled with corn. Oh, and then on the ground we're going to have squash. No, we're going to have pumpkin as well on the ground here growing. So you can see here I'm growing some what's this, compost, but this is probably going to go now. This is going to be used for spring. Another important task you can see is watering the garden. Water deep, water long, water the garden. In Gauteng there hasn't been a lot of rain. I know in other regions there has been nothing but rain, but for us there hasn't been a lot of rain. So it's important to water and keep your crops alive. But also more so it's important to water the soil, because the soil is also a living organism. So you need to make sure that this is also wet and ready for the coming season, right? Again, water long, water deep. Another task that you should be doing in August is planting your August crops. This is this is the exciting part. This is where you get to see the growth in the garden. So planting your August crops is important. I've made a video. It's gonna show up here. It's gonna show up here. All the crops that you can grow in August right now, from seed and seedlings, the companion planting, I put it all in there. So basically right now you should be planting your August crops. And how do we do that? I'm gonna show you. You don't have to ask me. I'm gonna show you. So what I like to do, especially, and I'm gonna talk about carrots, and obviously I'll show you different different seeds, but definitely with the carrots I just like to draw a nice line. Just draw a line so that I know where I'm going and that I know that my seeds are in a line. And then I basically just sprinkle, right? I just sprinkle and I just sprinkle, and you can see there's a lot that are popping up. Yes, that's what you want. Yeah, you want them to pop out, and you just keep going. You just keep sprinkling and you keep sprinkling, and what will happen is that probably most of them will germinate, and then once they do germinate, then you can just separate the ones that are too close, and then obviously after that you just cover. What I've noticed with planting seeds, the bigger the seeds, the deeper that you can actually plant them. The smaller the seeds, the more shallow you want to actually plant them. So as you can see, pumpkin seeds are a lot bigger than we have with carrot seeds. So carrot seeds, you would just basically grow them shallow, and then pumpkin seeds as deep as you want. So just as a rule of thumb, bigger seeds, you can plant them deeper, smaller seeds, more shallow. So yeah, just make sure that also if you're planting, let's say for example peas, beans, also these ones you need a trellis, something that will support them growing, because they usually grow up. So having a little bit of support would go a long way. So then we come to preparing the garden. Now it's time to prepare the garden for spring, right? Now you want to cultivate that soil so that it's perfect to grow in spring, right? And that you start now, right? That gives it enough time to seep the nutrients, and also all that moisture, to seep in all that moisture, and to help with the soil structure. All the germs can now start coming in. It's time now to prepare the garden. So now, how do we prepare the garden? First, you need some compost, whether it's homemade or it's ready-made. We're gonna go through how to integrate compost into the soil. And you can also use manure as well, which is a great source to put into the garden. Preparing the garden basically just means making it the best that it possibly can so that we can grow the best possible crops we can, right? So what you would do, take some compost, right? Whether this is ready made or from your from the nurseries, put it into the soil that you already have, and then just basically mix it with the soil that you have. Mix it, and you can see that it's dry, the soil that I have. And this is why we're adding compost, so that it can add moisture, add nutrients, and also protect the soil. This is done so that we can grow the best crops ever. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. I hope there's some activity going on in August and that you're having a productive August in the garden. I love you all. Love, peace, and I'll see you in the next week. Okay? Love you all. Love, peace. Grow every day.